Our first story of the day. Would I be the asshole if I posted a video montage online of my neighbor throwing things in my yard by kaoshields? I moved into a duplex in the summer of 2019. I installed a Ring video security system along with a front yard doorbell and backyard video floodlights.
Intense.
Okay. When I moved in, there were a ton of branches and limbs by my neighbor's fence. That was odd since we only had one medium-sized tree, nearly 10 feet from the fence. Later that summer, the backyard Ring camera caught the neighbor throwing branches over. We realized that this is where the huge pile came from. Halloween came around and my roommate and I decided to throw a party on Friday, November 1st. We tried to talk to Miss Stick Thrower, but they were not home during our 3 attempts. We left a note explaining it along with our names and numbers. The party was 30 plus people coming and going, along with music and a beer pong table in the backyard. Cops were rightfully called at 11:45 p.m. We shut it down. November 4th. Oh, man, this is really like intensely written.
We got a timeline.
Type A here. November 4th, I was in class and got a front doorbell notification. It was Mrs. Stick Thrower pulling up my Halloween decorations and throwing them behind my bushes. When I got home, I saw that one was broken. My roommate and I decided to call the non-emergency line about this. A cop came out. We showed her everything, and we went to talk to the neighbor. Her fiance opened the door, claimed she was not home despite her car being there. Time went on, and I noticed that she came into our backyard via a gate, which was deep in my backyard. What? Yeah. Well, it has to be on an edge.
You're right. That's how they work.
That's
how they work. You're right.
This freaked me out as video showed her smoking and wandering around my backyard. I put a carabiner on the gate to keep her out. Is that how you pronounce carabiner?
Yeah.
Carabiner for some of us.
You need to do more ropes courses in camp. Come on.
Ropes courses?
Yeah.
Wow.
The whitest shit I've ever said. All right.
End of November, when I hear ropes course, I think a class about using ropes sexually. I had no idea.
Oh, God.
You mean like a ropes course?
Like a zip line.
Oh, I thought you meant like a course, like a obstacle course, lots of ropes on it. Yeah, that's what it is. Of course.
You climb a ladder, you go down a zip line at summer camp, you use a carabiner.
You know what? I think I've heard that and associated with sex and been wrong thousands of times before.
You're like, I don't know what they're doing at your summer camp, but...
I'm like, are we going to hook up? They're like, what the hell is wrong with your cousin? And I'm like, I'm down. I come home and see, this is the end of November, see these huge limbs flying over the fence. This guy refers to like
Tree
limbs? I get out, confront her, we argue, and she claims that she owns 2 feet of my backyard. She ends the conversation with, quote, do you want to make these next 4 years a living hell? Oh, so this guy's a freshman, we just found out.
Oh.
Called the non-emergency number, and once again, she hid from the cops. I found out that she is a professor at my university. I emailed, this is starting to sound like a lie. I just don't buy that. You live next to the professor? I don't think so. I emailed the dean of students, told him everything and provided proof. Their resources were useless and I'm beyond fed up. Cops say they can't do anything despite video evidence and 4 no trespassing signs. I want her to stop. Really? They can't do anything when you have video of someone? Anyway, we got a survey done and she does not own 2 feet into my backyard. I've edited together a video montage of her throwing limbs, branches, sticks, rocks, and cigarettes together along with her trespassing in my backyard. Would I be the asshole if I posted this video online with the caption, University Professor's Actions?
Now, Danny, you're an SEO petty master. What say you about this caption?
I don't love it, but I do see stuff like that fly on our trashy.
Really? I would say I think you'd got to hit harder, in my opinion.
Yeah, you should probably go farther. I could see this getting like 37 upvotes. It's also not really that visceral to watch, right? Because it's like you're watching stuff go over a fence. So it's like, how do I know? It could be like a great subreddit I like is Are Untrustworthy Pop-Tarts. Have you heard of this?
Huh?
I don't know what the origin story of it is, but the idea is that people make blatantly fake photographs online. Like they'll be like, oh, I ordered a pizza, but instead I got a shoe. And it's like, clearly you just put your shoe.
What? I need to look at this later. That sounds amazing.
Just put a shoe in a pizza box there, Kyle.
Yeah.
Like that didn't happen.
Like there's no way. Like that happened.
Yeah,
it's my favorite.
Well, that happened is people claiming something.
Right.
What is it again?
It's like people claiming a ridiculous story happened to them, and then everybody clapped, and then you just post it to Reddit to be like, that didn't fucking happen.
Yeah, I don't know that I buy this story.
So no, you'd be the asshole if you posted that caption. It would just be ineffective. It's bland as fuck. It's got no flavor. We got no context. You got to spice it up. But no, we can go deeper than this.
Yeah, I mean, I think that obviously this is everything he's doing is okay, but like I don't know, I'm also a little bit put off by many of the details. Like, why would someone in college, first of all, feel the need to have a Ring video security system?
So I did cut this because I didn't think it was irrelevant initially, but he and his mom, and aka probably just his mom, like bought this house or duplex. They bought it for him to live in.
Okay, but it's still backyard video floodlights. That's a little intense.
I know. Like, are you at Yale? Like, are you in New Haven? Why are you that intense?
Oh, New Haven's dangerous, huh?
It's not a nice place.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting. Well, yeah, as you know, I went to Yale. I never had any problems.
Right, of course.
So, I think that, God, I mean... I mean, obviously he has every right to do this. Obviously, she's in the wrong. But, like, I don't know. I just don't buy this story. Just something about the details are weird to me. And then she also insanely thinks, a professor, nonetheless, not that professors are particularly bright, but, you know, is going to just blatantly trespass. That's outrageous. And then crazily make up this thing about owning 2 feet of his property. I mean, it's insanity.
I think we both have crazy thoughts about this. Here's my crazy thought. She has a fiance and not a husband. So in my mind, I'm picturing her as young. Okay. And I'm like, why would a young person fucking bother with this? Like, I could see an old person being crotchety and doing this, but like a young 28-year-old lady who just has her like fiance, I can't see it, but I don't know.
Yeah, you're right. This doesn't fit the profile.
No, you gotta be older.
A fiance with a double E, isn't that a woman? How does that work? The fiancé. You don't hear a lot in the news about the fiancé versus the fiancée divide.
Fiancé with 2 E's means a person is a woman.
Right? And do you say it the same way though?
Yeah.
Is it fiancé versus fiancé?
Yes, Danny.
There's got to be a difference. Fiancé versus fiancé.
No. It's just a French word.
Well, one has 2 E's and one has 1 E. You're telling me
to indicate the gender. That's what you do in other languages.
I know, but you're saying the pronunciation is the same?
Yeah, pretty much.
French is the asshole. That's bullshit.
French sucks. You don't pronounce the last syllable of most of the words.
Sarah, there's no way they're said the same. That's insane. That would really upset me.
Okay, well, look it up later.
So here's the thing. I don't buy it. That's where I'm at with this. You know, but I guess in OP's defense, they do admit to having 30 people coming and going, along with music and a beer pong table. But then it's like, okay, but why is she so insane? Like,
well, also the thing is, like, the cops were called, but also it doesn't say by who. So I think I kind of have a similar, like, not a real problem with my neighbor because it's not an actual problem yet.
Yeah.
But we had a few instances, like one of which I don't think was my fault. One was definitely our fault and we were doing something wrong. The first time I was doing like a workout video in my apartment, it was like 7 o'clock. There was like some jumping involved.
That's so fine. He came. 7.
Yeah, he came and rang my doorbell and he was like, "Hey, like I'm not usually home at this time. Like, you know, is this something you do every day?" And I was like, "Oh no, I'll stop. No big deal. Like I just stopped jumping." I was like, "Okay, whatever. No big deal." One time, a while later, me and my roommate were trying to like hammer something, but we were trying to do it at 9 o'clock on a Friday night, which, okay, we shouldn't have been doing it
on
then.
A Friday?
Yeah, it was like 9 or 9:30. So we were like, okay.
A Friday? Who cares?
So he came and rang our doorbell and was like, "Hey, I'm trying to watch a movie." And he was like a little bit more like agitated, but not like aggressive, but I think a little annoyed.
Yeah.
And we were like, "Oh, okay, sorry. Like, we'll totally stop." And I think it was because he was predisposed to think we were doing something wrong because of this issue with my workout video. But then I thought about it and I was like, that wasn't even an issue. Like, I wasn't even doing anything wrong. I just stopped out of like being nice to you. So this is what I wonder is happening in this situation, but the opposite, where like they're predisposed to think this neighbor was an asshole. Right. Their cops get called because they're having a rager. They're playing beer pong outside. That's definitely illegal.
He says it's right.
Right. So it's like you don't even know that this was the neighbor or the professor. You're just predisposed to ascribing all asshole behavior to the professor. This party is irrelevant. I think it should get chucked from the narrative.
I think the inclusion of the party does give OP a little bit more validity. I think the reason he included the party was actually to say, like, look, I am not without sin. you know, but that doesn't mean I deserve to have shit, right? Because it almost makes it even. But I mean, this woman is such a kook. I mean, going into someone's property is really weird. It would make me uncomfortable. Yeah, and it's illegal.
It would totally make me uncomfortable.
It would make me uncomfortable because it's a literal boundary cross, and it's like, okay, that's a little weird. Like throwing shit. If we want to throw shit back and forth, does the punishment fit the crime? Like, is outing her? Well, he's not outing her necessarily, though. There are those crazy internet people who figure out where people live. So
right.
I don't know.
See, I'm actually usually a proponent of public shaming when someone is in the wrong. If someone is being, I don't know, racist or bigoted online, I am into a public shaming. Right. I'm not sure if this really fits the bill, and until just now when I realized that you're talking about a student with a professor at the same university, some weird kind of potential power dynamics in play. But initially I was like, well, why are you involving the university? Like, this is not their problem at all. Like, why should they do anything about it?
Well, no, he's not involving the university. He's just calling it.
He emailed the dean of students, and he's like,
where?
I emailed the dean of students, told him everything, and provided proof their resources were useless, and I'm beyond fed up. So, like, why are you even going down there as a possible channel?
The dean of students? Is that the person in charge of the professors? That seems like the wrong person.
Yeah, I mean, just in general, why are you trying to get the university involved at all?
Oh, no, I think that's totally valid.
Why? What are they going to do?
Fire her?
For
being a bad neighbor. Yeah, you're right. Okay, that's stupid. Well, Denise S. says, YTA, posting that video will only make the situation worse than it already is. Seek out legal advice. Most firms will give you 15 minutes free, have a cease and desist letter issued, and use the law to move forward instead. A lot of yikes comments. Megan R. says, no, do it now. Get the Biosh fired. Jennifer T. says, post it. Old hag needs to be brought down. I don't think she's old. I'm like,
whoa. I know. We don't think... she could be old. She could be on her second marriage. We don't know. But it's like, whoa, this bloodthirst is a little interesting. People in the internet love like vengeance. Not even justice, just vengeance.
This just doesn't strike me as, I don't know, this woman just sounds crazy. I mean, who would do this? It's so blatant.
I guess I don't get why the cops wouldn't do anything if there is footage of her blatantly trespassing.
I would think,
like, what's their reasoning for, I mean, I guess maybe if there are more serious issues and they're not going to devote the manpower, but you could get a lawyer to send a cease and desist, and you could like move it up the chain, or at least threaten to move it up the chain that way.
Right. That's so weird.
I don't know. I'm just confused.
Fanny M writes, oh yeah, you would be the asshole, they're saying. It's nothing to do with her workplace, and this is a legal, not professional matter. I don't like the punitive glee that treats her... Ooh, I love the phrase. Punitive glee that treats her worse because she has some particular job. And it's not a university's business to sort it out. Either do it via the police or deal with it yourself, or put up with these, albeit petty problems.
I kind of agreed with her. I don't get why OP thought the university would or should get involved just because it's their employee.
Yeah, I mean, I see the inclination, right? It's
like if I don't know, like if I go to a bar and a guy who happens to work at McDonald's like hits on me and I don't like it, am I going to go to McDonald's and be like it doesn't make sense.
The thing is,
unless it's like university housing that's owned by the university.
Yes, that would make sense. That would make double sense.
But I don't think that this is happening.
Hitting on you and you not liking it, nothing illegal has happened. Throwing your shit on someone's property is like definitely a finable offense in a lot of jurisdictions.
Yes,
like, that's a thing.
So I think whoever is like in charge of this property, there's probably not an HOA, but if there was one or something of that effect, that's who would be in charge of this, not like... The university doesn't fucking care.
It's a weird thing to go to the university. I mean, it didn't work, so.
Yeah. I mean, they tried it. I guess I can't fault them for trying it, but like, why would you think that would work? I don't know.
Top Reddit comment by _VOB NTA, but before you post it, see if r/legal advice has any suggestions for you. They might have tips on how to force the cops or university into action, and posting that video would probably hurt you if there is any other solution. But if legal advice is nothing for you, I say post that shit all over.
So the real question is, Danny, do you think that this would actually do anything, like, except for making this person feel better?
No. I mean, I don't really think this would likely endanger this person, the professor, and...
Yeah, but do you think it would be effective?
No, not at all. I would hold on to the video. I would do nothing of the sort. I would keep mounting, keep building the case, go to the police. If the police won't hear, then just keep building the case. And honestly, I do think involving the university, it makes sense to me. That's what I would do. I would be like, hey, just so you know, I live by this professor. I'm very concerned about them because they keep doing this and they won't stop. I have videos. Here's video 1, video 2, video 3. Here's the compilation. Like, you know, that's outrageous. It's disrespectful behavior that doesn't cohere with the academic community. That would write something like that. Some bullshit like that.
Yeah, I can just see the university just wanting to take a totally hands-off approach, because if it's not occurring on their property, then like I can see them not wanting to get involved.
Yeah, I mean, but look, there was, for instance, oh God, I just remember this. This really like validated me because, you know, I don't drink. And there was this video that went viral of a professor, and all she did was get blackout drunk and yell at the Uber. I don't even think she's...
Oh, that doctor?
Remember that?
I remember that. But she like... Wait, if we're thinking of the same
person...
person...
Did she do something else?
She like was berating an Uber driver.
She was berating him. She's just saying words. She didn't hit him. You know, she was saying words to someone. Mean words, but not like racist. Just like mean words.
I watched this video in its entirety, but I don't recall the specifics, so I cannot
And she
comment.
lost her job. You know, I view this as a little bit more active. This is a little bit more premeditated.
So?
Yeah, that girl was just drunk. She was a drunk girl yelling shit. Who gives a fuck? You know, this person is actively like kind of terrorizing this person's yard. Get off my yard.
Okay, I do think that the Uber lady I'm thinking of did like assault the driver and smash his phone, something crazy like that. Oh yeah, you're right.
She did smash his
So
phone.
yeah, for that you 100 bajillion% deserve it.
What do you mean? It's property damage. Throwing trash all over someone's thing is property damage. They're pretty similar.
Well, I definitely think that person deserved to get exposed. I don't think that this person doesn't not deserve to get exposed,
right.
but
so
I'm
if
just
you could
like
get her picture and get a photograph of her face, you say go for it.
So like two things. I guess I just feel like this is not like inflammatory enough to gain any attention.
No, it's not.
So then at that point, you're just, it's like, is it worse? Like, is it worse to try to virally shame someone and fail? And to me, I'm kind of like, maybe. Because what this person is saying in legal advice too, and I'm not qualified to give advice on this, but it's like, if you do try to virally shame someone and have it backfire and they find out about it, can they then come after you?
I mean, probably
I don't know.
I would think he would maybe do better to threaten her, but I think he's got to try it. What's the phrase? You catch more bees with sugar than honey or something like that.
Catch more flies with honey than vinegar.
Yeah, there we go.
Something like that.
That makes way more sense than what I said.
I feel like he needs to exhaust all the possible options before, like, it's not even going nuclear because it's such a lame idea, but like before going, I don't know. I'm trying to think of like a low grade explosion.
TNT.
There we go.
Would I be the asshole if I posted a video montage online of my neighbor throwing things in my yard? I think we both agree not the asshole.
But not necessarily effective.
Yeah.
Yeah, not the asshole, I guess.